Hi, this is Jack Spirko with the ICE Marketing Group. Welcome back to part 2 of Understanding Includes Files. Okay, so now let's go ahead and wrap up our presentation with some reasons that you'd want to use includes files. So why exactly would you want to use an includes file? Well, in our presentation we showed you that you may want to use an includes file for your main navigational menus. They could be at the top, the bottom, the left. It would be really nice if you could change one file and your navigation menu would change across your entire site. We're going to show you some things in the future that are going to make you start thinking about what you even call the links in your navigation file. And when you want to test things and see if they improve rankings with your internal link structure, wouldn't it be nice to change one file instead of 10, 20, or maybe if you have a large site, even 1,000. That's why it's very important to start using includes files as soon as possible. Next, banners. Ben's going to show you some specific examples in the next presentation with banners in particular. Maybe you want to try a new banner. You're going to run a banner for a particular period of time to see what type of traffic it pulls. If it's a winner, you might want to leave it there, and that's great. But the odds are the first one that you run is not going to be the winner. You're going to want to test things. Again, by using an includes files to display banners, you'll be able to change one file and have that change show on every page where you've included that includes file. Headers and footers. This is a place you absolutely have to use includes files. It makes no sense not to. Let's say you decide to kind of scale up the branding of a particular site. Get a new header built for it, which is very inexpensive and makes a lot of sense to do. So now you have a site with, say, 20 web pages on it. You didn't include files. You're going to have to go through each file one at a time and change the header of your site. Put that new header in. If you used an includes file, one change and done. Footer's the same thing. You have copyright information down there, maybe navigation bars as well, and what have you. If you don't have a footer file, which is the file that goes at the bottom of your web page, that's going to be a pain. And even if you're not planning on putting anything down there right now, I advise you to put an empty footer file on the bottom of every website you build, because we're going to go into some things next that are going to be exactly why you might need that in the future. Let's talk about tracking code and other scripts. Now, back when I first started working online, there was not really any good sophisticated tracking code. Then things like Google Analytics and SiteMeter came along. I wanted to install this code on my sites. Because some of my first sites didn't use includes files, I had to go through, again, page by page by page. Because think about when you set up one of those types of programs, it says, paste this code on every page that you want to track. Some people just throw it on their homepage and they don't get any information about the rest of their site, which is so critical because the majority of your traffic is going to move through your site and may come in to some page other than your homepage. So then there may be other scripts that you want to run on your site. Having that footer down there, even if you don't use it initially, is going to make it really easy to do those things in the future. What about things like AdSense and other contextual advertising? This is what I meant when I said that not doing this in the beginning cost me $100,000 over 5 years. I bet it's really more. But things like AdSense, I had some sites that were getting lots of traffic, and they were huge sites, 5,000 pages, no includes files. They were built slowly over time, churned out. My son did some. I hired people to do some stuff for me, and I didn't know what an includes file was. So I had to go back and either convert them into a format that would use includes files or manually add this advertising. There's some sites out there I haven't even cleaned up yet just because my time is better served elsewhere. But that's what I'm saying. You've got to get that done. There's other contextual ads. There's contextual ads like IntelliText and Contera. You don't even have to format those ads. All you have to do is put one line of code at the bottom of your page and it will take care of everything for you. If you want to test those on a site, having an includes footer makes it a lot easier. With things like AdSense and Yahoo Publisher, you're going to want to change the size of your ads, the color of your ads. We're going to show you this type of thing when we get into monetizing your site and getting the most money out of it possible. If you find a new color scheme that works better and gets more traffic from your visitors, think about the difference in changing that color and testing it across your entire site with one change versus having to change 20 pages or 50 pages or something like that. Now, here's the most important one. Things that don't even exist today. If you use includes files, when things come along, like me, for example, when I started there was no AdSense and it came along, we don't know what's coming down the pipe next. What we know is that the internet is constantly changing, constantly developing, constantly getting bigger, constantly getting better. constantly getting more complex. And there's people out there, some of them may be listening to me right now, that are going to develop awesome new technologies. And when those technologies become available, having includes files on your page will make implementing what doesn't even exist today even easier. Because folks, that's what cost me big over time, was the things that didn't exist when I started. I didn't see the need for includes files because I didn't get it. I thought I was just going to put together a couple little websites, 4 or 5 pages here, 4 or 5 pages there. I wasn't even in it for money when I started at the very, very beginning. So I didn't get this. That's why we put this, again, we put this presentation in the free members area, because we want to drive home to you that we care about your future success. And we have learned from personal experience, both good and bad, that this is one of the most important things that a new marketer can learn. If you already know how to do this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, then you owe it to yourself to learn. Now make sure you watch the next presentation by Benjamin Fitz and learn how to put this type of technology to use for yourself. And we'd like to thank you for watching this video. This video was copyright 2007 by the ICE Marketing Group, LLC. For more videos and to learn how you can be a more successful internet marketer, visit www.marketingice.com.